Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and today I'm joined by Angel and Eric.
Hi.
Hi.
Today we are discussing the teen set from The Young and the Restless from the late 90s, early 2000s. For the podcast purposes, we're just going to call them the Glow by Jabot crew, even though we're not in that storyline, but that's just kind of how we define who they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming.
So we're starting in late July until about mid-August of 1999 when David Tom first took over the role of Billy Abbott. So I will roll the credits and we'll get right into it. So I wasn't watching around this time. I kind of dipped in probably around 2001 when Colleen was on, because that was like the beginnings of JT and Colleen. Were you guys watching? I know you were watching for Eileen Davidson, right, Eric?
Yes, I watched as soon as Eileen Davidson started, but I would fast forward to her basically.
Restart it.
Restarted, yeah.
Restart it.
Okay, go ahead, Angel. You were gonna
Weird.
say when you started.
Jeez, when did I start? I know I was dipping in and out of YNR for a little bit there because of Bold and Beautiful. I watched Bold and Beautiful before I watched YNR, but I knew of YNR.
Okay.
It's mostly because All My Children aired at the same time as Young and the Restless, and
Okay.
I think at the time it would have been Port Charles, but before that, mom was an ABC subs fan, so she watched mostly ABC. She didn't watch One Life to Live or General Hospital, but she watched Loving, and then she watched All My Children. But when Loving ended, she didn't watch The City. She only watched All My Children. Port Charles started since I was GH related. I don't think she really wanted to watch it, but I picked up Port Charles. So that being said, same time slot. Yep, Young and Restless always, was left on the wayside. Same with Days of Our Lives. But then I went crazy and started watching every soap opera I could around maybe 2000,
Yeah.
99, 2000. So that's how I got into it a little after that. I knew by reading soap opera magazine, Soap Opera Digest, Soap Opera Weekly, Soap Opera Update. So that's how I just basically got into all the soaps. And then I
got all the magazines too.
Yep, I love the magazines. I miss the magazines.
Right.
Let's get into the show. So Mac had already been on for about 4 or 5 months. I think she came on in March of '99. But I didn't want to start that far back because, like,
she came on when Eileen Davidson came back.
So I didn't want to start there because I didn't want it to just be all Mac all the time. So I figured this was a good
Mac
place
Attack.
to start. Yeah, Mac Attack. Excuse me. So Billy comes back to town. Jill kept mentioning that he was living in New York with his father. Was John Abbott not on the show at this time? That he was in New York?
No.
Oh, I thought he was. Jerry Douglas was always on.
Mm-mm.
No.
No. Nope.
He dipped in and out? I didn't realize that.
He was recurring. Yeah.
Oh, he's recurring. Okay. So that would make sense because Tracy's
in those years, yes.
Tracy dips in
I think
and out
he left
too.
in like the mid '90s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a split second where I questioned. I'm like, wait, does he know who his father is? I'm like, no, his last name's Abbott, so obviously he knows John Abbott's his father. Because I was like, why is he living in New York? But okay, all right. So now we know he was recurring, so that's why. Mac is on a mission to kind of like fend for herself and not rely on other people's money or help. So she wants to get a job. I like that she said to Kay, because Kay offered to like have her like get like a chauffeur into town to like find a job, and she's like, oh, that'll look great, me showing up in a limo for a minimum wage job.
Right.
So Mac's kind of edgy, huh, and angry. I didn't remember her being like this. I guess she like softens in a few years.
She does.
Yeah, she found. I think she was like a runaway at first, and then found Kay on the streets because wasn't Kay homeless for a little bit?
And they pulled a Stephanie Forrester, didn't they?
Oh, did they? Like in the
Yeah,
90s, in
I think
1999,
that's how it started out.
and she ended up being her granddaughter.
Yeah, she. I remember her being like dirty. I remember her being dirty or whatever, and Mac was around, and she was like a runaway teen or something. I remember that's how it kind of started.
Oh,
I don't remember exactly why or how that situation came about because only started watching exactly that. So
oh, okay.
Like I know the reason why she runs
yeah,
away.
it was weird.
I just didn't see it. I didn't see like like oh I think I'm not sure if it's explained beforehand, but I know. Want me to just explain it or no?
Yeah, because I
Okay,
don't know why she ran away.
Yeah, you can tell it's probably
okay,
worked
yeah,
out by
because
now because her and
it
Ken
goes
are
to the
like living together
storyline
and
that's
stuff.
later, but I'm not sure if we'll get to it.
Mhm.
But basically, her mom was married to Terrible Tom, who was played by Roscoe Bourne, um,
Uh,
and basically he was abusive, so that's why she ran away.
Oh, okay. So
okay.
is Kate is Kay's son's name is Brock, right?
That's Brock,
That's
yeah.
her father.
Yes.
So does he not know that he has a daughter?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Eric, do you know?
I don't remember, but I do remember Brock comes back and is reunited with Mac at several points. Um,
Okay. Well, in these scenes, first of all, I didn't know Vernee Watson, is that her name?
Vernie Watson, yeah, Irvin,
Was on
yeah,
YNR.
it might be Renee. I don't know how to say it.
Oh,
Um,
Vernee Watson.
yeah, I didn't
Uh,
know she was on YNR. I was like, oh, hey, girl. Um,
she met her on the streets. She met her in the
oh, did
streets,
she? I'm
Catherine
like, who
McCall.
is she? Is she
Yeah.
another employee of Kay's? Like, you never see any other
hmm
employees.
I wish I could remember the story, but again, tuned in when Eileen Davidson came back, and that was the storyline. Like Catherine was on the streets. She got to know this runaway dog girl, and Bernie Watson also was homeless.
Wow, this is almost like a cut and paste of Stephanie from Bold because she made a
Yeah.
friend, and then she like found her husband and reunited her with her, and then her family. Wow, literally cut and paste. um,
So in other words, maybe you should have started with Mac, so we would know what's
I guess.
happening.
McIntyre.
It doesn't matter. I mean, that's how it kind of started out. I just don't know how the situation came about. I don't know how Catherine was on the streets. I don't know, what was going on with that.
Right. So Billy's got a chip on his shoulder. He doesn't want to be in Genoa City. He thinks it's boring. He wants to go back to New York. But Jill says it's just for the summer. She's so happy to see him. I was like, wow, it's very interesting to see Jill so obsessive over Billy because once Kane comes in the picture, that's no longer the truth.
Kane's like Bill. Sorry, Jill's like Billy who when Kane comes in.
She basically brings all her
She's like,
attention over to Kane.
my son.
That's not my son.
Oh, you're not
Hey, who?
Philip? My son anyway.
So we're at the coffee shop. And I
Yeah.
think it's funny that they had like the computers, and I was like, oh, this was like their .com.
Yes.
Right. And then I started thinking about Sunset Beach, and they had like their like cyber
Yeah.
cafe. So I'm like, I guess cyber
Oh,
cafes
what was
are
their
like a
cyber
thing.
cafe called? I forgot.
Um,
Oh, it had a cool name.
it was above the deep.
Oh my gosh, they had a cool. I love their name. I remember loving their
Java
name.
Web.
Java Web, yes. Ah,
Who for why not
Sunset Beach.
Java Web?
um,
Oh.
so Kay and Mac are at the coffee shop. What is it called? Crimson Light.
Crimson Lights.
Yeah. And she ends up inadvertently getting a job there because the owner or the manager overhears that she needs a job, but something temporary until she can find something better or she gets out
Goes
of
back
there or
to
whatever.
school.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, perfect. We're about to close because business sucks. So like, if you only need a job for a month, come work here. He's like, but you have to work on your smile. And I like that she was, and he's like, you're going to keep practicing.
I didn't realize.
And conveniently enough, that waitress called out last minute.
Right.
Inconvenient enough. I didn't realize how much of a okay. I hate to say this about Ashley Basham, but I didn't realize how much of a resting bitch face Mac had until she smiled.
Well, I sort of thought the same thing because I was just like, wow, like going back to her being like so like brooding and edgy and just like the attitude. That's not how I remember Mac. So I'm just like, what is this? It kind of reminds me of how Sean Douglas came to town when Jason Cook first came on.
Mm-hmm.
He's just angry.
Soon.
But now like Billy and her are both angry, so it's very interesting to see them both. So we see some other random teens, and we see some other random teens, and one of them is like JT, and I'm like, no, they did not just call him JT.
JT who?
I was like, did they make a mistake? Because I thought,
what month was this?
This was August, and that does come on at the end of August, so maybe they just like switched them out.
Who?
Yeah, they literally switched them pretty quick.
So this was early August.
Yes.
Okay, so okay. I think I read somewhere it was August 22nd. I don't know why I remember the date.
Yeah,
but
it's in the 20s, so he's coming.
He's coming.
I'm assuming because there's a party coming that we're hearing about that maybe it's gonna be Tad's JT.
Yeah, because this boy's not mentioned anywhere from what I looked on.
He's not.
He's not mentioned at all. Like it's like even on Soap Central, I was like I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Well, I know I had mentioned it's like Philip Kiriakis, like there was a guy before J. Cams Johnson, but there was also another Mimi before Farrah came on.
Yeah, and there was another jam before Heather Lauren Olsen.
But yeah, I forgot about it but again, only for like a month.
Yeah.
He reminded me of that young Bill in Guiding Light, but like I knew he was older, but he just looked kind of like him to me.
I could see that. He did look familiar, so he was probably in things in like the late 90s, early 2000s. Like, hey, it's that guy.
Yeah, I guess.
But who are you?
We'll find him.
Oh no, we will. Soap detectives. We need to find out who this person is because
we need credit.
We want to know who Proto JT is.
We gotta find credits from around that time.
I guess this is also the first time we're meeting Raul on the show.
Raul.
I love Raul.
I do too. I actually had a crush on him. Him and JT were like my YNR crushes.
I love this Emmy speech. We don't talk about that.
Oh, I thought about that. So I was like, I feel like he gave like a problematic Emmy speech.
He imitated Christopher Walken, I think.
He did.
The actor who played David Lago, who played Raul.
What did he say?
When he won the Emmy for Younger Actor, he imitated Christopher Walken in his speech.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
Look, the Emmys. If Kelly Clarkson can say that the Emmys were lit, that the General Hospital was lit, I am sure that some stuff has happened.
So there's a Dave Matthews concert happening in Chicago.
Yeah.
And
I forgot all their music.
Dave Matthews, I feel like was a little bit before 1999, but I was like, okay. The writers obviously just think, oh, Dave Matthews is cool. Everybody listens to it, but okay.
Back then they did. They were pretty big back then.
Yeah, but like for their age group, I feel like they were like
Everclear popular because I feel like wait. Does anybody know who Dave Matthews's record label was? Because that could have factored into that too.
Oh, you think it was like a
that's true.
I think they could have that could be like some stuff they have to mention because it's under Sony. So
maybe you could be onto something there.
It could have, yeah.
I laughed when Raul was like, I'm working on my website. I'm like, okay, you're a teenager. What website? Like
I had a website.
Yeah, right?
I understand because I also had a website, but like
it was Angel Fire.
Angel Fire, yes, or Tripod.
Obviously.
So I was quoting way before MySpace came around.
Once MySpace came around, we're like, buy website, bye. Put some glitter, some sparkles. Britney Spears. There we go.
Yeah, at one point it was like a Buffy fan site that I had that I made.
Lots of Pank.
I may have even done a Last Blast, like Days of Our Lives website at some point. But anyway,
Oh my god.
so he had his own website. I don't know what he's doing.
Hardcore.
I don't know if he's promoting a business. I don't even know if he knows that you're supposed to promote a business on a website, but he has his own website that he comes to the Crimson Lights every day after work to work on.
See, this would have made
Why not?
sense if it was during school and he was like, I'm doing this for a semester-long project, but nope, he's just doing it for fun.
Right.
Doing it for fun.
I was like, what's your brand? What are you trying to do online? Like, what's happening?
It's not even a brand. He's just doing like pictures of me and my friends. Oh, it's just me.
So
Yeah, right.
he has eyes for Mac.
I didn't
I'm
realize
guessing
that.
him and Mac D, and I once I saw it,
Yeah.
I think I vaguely remember that.
You saw it, yes.
I saw it.
Saw it.
So he asked. Oh, so he wins tickets to Dave Matthews, and Billy. He recognizes Billy, and they say that they knew each other in middle school. And I'm like, okay, well, you're like 15 now. So what was that, 3 years ago? And you're just like, hey, you look familiar. You would know if you were friends with somebody 3 years ago. Like they wouldn't look that different. But they reconnect.
Do you know how aged Billy was?
How what?
How aged he was? Like, so he comes back as David Tom, but when was he last seen before that? Do we know?
Oh, when
I don't
was
know.
Jill pregnant? I'm trying to remember because
Like,
I
was
saw
he
like
10?
a classic
Was he-
episode where she was pregnant with him, and this
Yeah, I
was
saw when he was a
in the
baby.
90s.
Yeah, I saw when he was a baby too in like 1990, maybe 91. So I'm wondering when he was like totally aged to this one.
Oh yeah, it would have been the early 90s.
We'll investigate.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that. See when the child
So
actor
instead of 10, we just age him 5 years.
Curious.
So Raoul wants to ask Mac to go to the concert. But the problem is they don't have a ride. So Billy is calling all his friends. Nobody can get him a ride. So then he sees this blonde girl, and I'm thinking, oh, is this going to be a Britney before the Britney that we know?
Nope.
Was that really Tara Lipinski?
That is really Tara Lipinski, yes.
I thought you were just being funny.
I was not being funny. This is really Tara Lipinski. Tara Lipinski, let me look this up real quick. She was on there in 99 as Marnie Kowalski. And I think this was under a contract she had with CBS. So that probably will explain why she was on the show.
Oh, so that wasn't the last
and
of her. We're going to see more?
We may see more of her, but she was only in there in 99, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like we get Leanne Rimes on Days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that wasn't a long-term thing either.
3 days. 3 days. She was a runaway.
Can't Fight the Moonlight.
Yeah.
At the same time.
And if you look it up, they make it seem like
it was right when she was big. It was like her first 1 or 2 big hits. It was right after that.
Yeah, I think Can't Fight the Moonlight.
How do I live without you?
Uh-huh.
Was somebody's theme song on there. I want to say Mike and Carrie, but I could be wrong.
I remember in the late 90s, Disney used to do concerts of like up-and-coming stars. So I did see a Leanne Rimes one, and I also saw an NSYNC one. That was on Disney Channel. But yeah, so I didn't even realize that was Tara Lipinski. I thought she looked familiar, but I was more like, is this Britney? Because this is not Britney, but it wasn't.
No. But to people who aren't well informed, as I am as a figure skater fan who cannot skate, and a gymnastics fan who cannot do gymnastics, Tara Lipinski was a figure skater. Her rivalry was with Michelle Kwan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but she wound up winning the gold. Or was it the gold? I think it was the gold.
Okay.
I feel like it was the gold.
Yeah.
So she's retired now, and she's a sportscaster now.
Oh, okay.
I think she's doing those. I think she's doing the upcoming Olympics.
Okay.
Oh, is she? I thought she only did winter. I didn't remember
Oh
her
right,
in
yeah,
summer.
you're right. You're right. It will be the winter. Yep, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
I think she only does winter, but she could do summer. I don't
She can do
remember now.
summer. She can do anything she wants to.
That seems to
She
be like
can.
the natural trajectory for a former Olympic like
Yeah,
competer.
or
They
have a
Yeah.
family and post on Instagram like others do.
yeah.
Right.
All right, so Tyler Lipinski. Who knew?
Yeah.
um
Special guest star.
See, when you said her name, I was like, okay, I know the name. I know that she's an Olympic something, but I was like, it's either skating or gymnastics. And I like Googled it. I was like, skating.
Yeah.
um, so apparently she does have a car, but she plays it off at first as if she has a date. But then it comes out that it's actually her father's birthday and she can't blow him off, so she can't go to the concert.
Mm-hmm.
Now, previously, they had showed Billy being interested in all the cars at Kay's house, and because he was asking Esther like which ones were his mom's and which ones were Kay's. um, but he wants the SUV, and so he says, "I guess
Why?
I'm just gonna have to drive." There must have been episodes missing but I thought it was funny that we went from "I guess I'm just gonna have to drive" to cut car accident, like.
Yeah.
That's really next scene. He's in the hospital.
Yeah. They must have missed an episode or two.
Yeah.
I remember them showing the accident. I remember seeing that.
Yeah. But they explained it well enough that I didn't really feel like I missed anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The power of Bill Bell.
So there was an accident. They did go to the concert, but it was after the concert. They got into an accident. Everybody's okay. Billy seems to be the one that has most of the injuries. He's got like this big bruise on the front of his face.
Yeah.
Jill doesn't know that the concert was in Chicago. JT is about to have a party. I guess his parents are away. But Billy has still not been punished for the car incident.
Mm-mm.
Mac is really coming down on him for like lying to his mom about where the concert was.
Yeah, she's very all about the truth.
Yeah, it's weird because
Yeah.
she's like edgy. She's like edgy yet moral. It's weird.
She is.
A moral edgelord.
She is. That's what I do like Mac a lot.
I'm assuming that when we come back for this party, that Billy's obviously going to go to, even though he's grounded. Going to be the JT that we know and love.
I'm guessing.
The role of JT is now being played by the guy we know.
And no one else.
And you know
knows
what's
the other
sad? They
role.
probably won't even do that announcement because it was such a like day player. It'll just
Yeah.
JT is now being played by the guy we're familiar with. Come on, give Bern Bennett something to do.
So yeah, I don't know when Britney comes on. I don't know if it's in 1999 or 2000. I'm not really sure.
I know that Britney is not Lauren Woodland at this point.
Oh, so there is a
It's
Britney.
Vanessa Evigan, who is Greg Evigan's daughter.
Who's that?
My two dads.
Oh,
the younger one.
Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Billy comes clean, but it's too late. Jill already knows, and she basically calls him out on that. She's like, "You only told me because you were trying to beat me to the punch." So she takes his car keys away. He can have people at the house, but he can't leave the house unless it's for school. But it's summer, so there's no school. And
right.
That's pretty much how it ended, with him being punished and us knowing about this party that obviously, because he's bad, he's gonna
sneak out
and go to this party.
naughty boy.
And I guess he cares. I guess he cares a lot what his dad thinks too, because she threatens to tell his dad, and he like begs her not to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah,
I guess I'll take his trust.
I just want to say real quick that Jill's outfits were great. I loved her outfits, like her business wear, her little skirts. I love it. Yeah. I just love it so much. I was just like, oh, I was gonna like screenshot. I might still do it. I was gonna screenshot all the outfits she wore and just like kind of share them like as like a collage or something. But like people,
I feel like Jill was involved a lot more she was involved in a lot of Ashley's storyline as well during that time. So because of the working with Jack and all. So
This was also back when soap still had a budget, so characters were allowed to be in multiple stories
Mm-hmm.
instead of just being segmented to their one
yeah,
story.
that's true.
So she could be a mom and like fight with Billy, but also
Yeah,
be a businesswoman and also have affairs.
yeah,
Well-rounded character.
she did a lot.
I did notice when I was skimming through
Yeah.
the episodes to edit this down, I saw Lynn. I was like, "Oh, hey, girl, you still around 1999?"
Hey, girl, how you doing?
Yeah, that's how I knew she was because she was still like the same with Paul. She's like obsessed with him, and I knew that from then. And I'm like, dude,
You
this
want to go with
woman was
cricket at
obsessed with
this
him in
point,
like
right?
89, 92. Like, what's
I
going on?
think Paul was with Cricket. I think I saw scenes with them together.
Yes, they were together. They were together, I believe, since 96.
Oh
And it
wow!
was I think Phyllis hit her with her car in 96, like on New Year's Eve.
Yes, that was so
Yeah.
good.
That
Because it was
was
a
really
primetime
good.
episode, wasn't it?
It was a what?
It was a primetime episode, wasn't it?
I believe
She hit
so.
them
I
with the
believe
car.
so.
Yeah, when she hit them with the car. Because it had like
Yeah.
the senior executive producer William J. Bell, but they didn't have that until like the late 90s.
Mhm.
So, oh my gosh.
So what did you guys think of these scenes?
Yeah,
Have you
good.
seen them before, or did
What
you?
have I seen before?
Um,
None of them actually.
I believe I think I fast forwarded them back then. I was watching Mac because I kind of got into that storyline. That's how I kind of knew that Catherine was on the streets and all that because I was watching Ashley as well as that because I was like, why is this old lady on the streets? So, so I think they're the only two storylines that I did watch.
Okay.
And then once the teens came, I kind of didn't. I vaguely remembered things, so I probably saw parts of it. But.
I got sucked in by JC and Colleen because like Colleen was a little bit younger and like Brad and Tracy didn't want her to like date JT because he was older, and it was like this whole like Romeo and Juliet-esque story, and I was like, oh my god, they love each other so much. And I was looking for something that was comparable to The Last Blast, and I just felt like this group was. And I also thought it was kind of cool that the actress that plays Rihanna,
Yeah.
Alexis Thorpe, ended up on Days.
Second Rihanna. There was a first.
Wow, they recasted everybody.
They recasted that. Yeah, well, it's similar to Days where they recasted a good number of the teens before we got the ones we know and love. Because what got me into that was seeing was this Rihanna Loving, I want to say is the actress's name who first played Rihanna.
Oh, they had
her, I saw her like yelling at I forgot who it was, but I was like, oh, this actress is good. And then I come to find out that she's being recast with Alexis Thorpe, and I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I'll watch.
Don't get used to her. Don't get
used to her.
Well, I'm excited because there's clearly going to be couplings that I have never seen. Because when I started watching, it was Billy and Mac, JT, Colleen, Brittany, and Raul, I think.
Yeah, they were a thing for a while.
I know Raul and Rihanna were a thing. That's when I was watching. And they always look so angsty, but I never really like paid attention to their story, so I didn't know.
It was Raul that she was yelling at.
Do you guys have anything else to add on these scenes before we wrap it up?
I can't wait to see more.
Yeah, me too, because I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, if you see John and him have a scene, keep that in, because I don't know when John's on.
Yeah, definitely.
I swear he was back when it was here, though. Or maybe he, like, because he was recurring, he just, like, came back, saw Ashley, and, like, left again. But I think they said that John was in Australia this time, so I was confused by that, too. Why would he be there?
Well, maybe with Billy getting into trouble all the time, John will come back to set him straight.
Yeah, look at here.
Because I know he does come back. I've seen him, like, with Colleen.
Yeah, he does. I remember the Abbotts, like, gather. Maybe at this point he could have been just coming back for holidays. They do that a lot, too.
Mm.
And
you're old, you only come back for holidays. And then they kill your ass off.
But, all right. Well, thank you for joining us for our first attempt at a Glow by Jabot. Glow by Jabot. Well.
Attempt.
Third time's charm. Glow by Jabot podcast. My lips are not moving. They're not forming words.
Glow by Jabot.
Glow by Jabot. As always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.